Welcome to Treadman. Treadman is the multi-angle stair tread cutting system. The first thing we're going to do is cut our thickness shims to be used with the tool. What you need to do is just adjust the tool so that it's about 1/4 of an inch from the edge of the material that you're going to be cutting. And then you basically just want to cut 3 shims off of this edge that would be salvaged anyway. Okay, now we've cut 3 pieces of our shim material, which we're going to call thickness gauges, and that's going to be cut out of the actual material that we're going to be installing on the stairs. Okay, the first thing you want to do is loosen these knobs up so that you have a little bit of play. And then the next step is going to be inserting the stair thickness gauge. Adjust your plates just a little bit with the knobs. Just snug the knobs up a little bit in the front so that you can tighten those plates up. Then the next thing you want to do is take your stair thickness material and you want to stick it right into this little slot provided, and that determines the depth of the cut. Okay, the first thing we want to do is loosen these knobs up so that the tool can move freely. And to check that, you just go back and forth and make sure the springs are working. Next, unclamp it and adjust it out until it hits the wall. First plane left and first plane right must hit the wall so that it's all the way touching the wall on each side. Then clamp it back down. Come back over to here to first plane left and tighten that knob down. And then come over to first plane right and tighten that knob down. After you make sure that there's no gaps between the first plane and the wall. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is adjust the nose plane left, which just adjust it until that plate hits the wall. Make sure your shim's in place and tighten the plate down. And then we go to the right and we do the same thing. You just adjust that plate until it is in the correct position. There's no gaps against the wall. And make sure that your shim is in the correct position. And at the same time, make sure your middle shim is also tight with the shim in place. Okay, now we're going to do middle plane left and middle plane right. Make sure those plates are tight against the wall as much as you can get them. Tighten up your knob. Same thing with back plane left. Make sure it's touching the riser as well. And that's it. Okay, now we're going to do middle plate right and back plate right. Make sure those plates are all the way as tight as possible up against the riser and the skirt as well. Tighten your knob down. And make sure all your knobs are tight. Okay, the next thing you want to do is come over to the tool and look at where the tape measure is marked. In this case, it's 44 and 11/16, and you can write that right on the step. Next, after you've taken your measurement, you can unclamp it and slide the tool together a little bit. The next thing you want to do is take your shims out before you place it on the stair tread that you're going to be cutting. Okay, the first thing you want to do is you want to bring it back to the measurement that you read before, which was 44 and 11/16. We're going to add a 1/16 of an inch just as a little extra so it fits nice and snug, and then clamp it back down. Okay, after you've locked down the measurement on the Treadman itself, what you want to do is you want to mark the depth of the step with a pencil, and then using the plates, you can use them as a cutting guide to make your cut into the stair tread material. And now we cut the right. Okay, the next thing we would do is remove the tool from the stair tread and cut the depth with a. Okay, next you take a straight edge and line it up to the two lines that you marked. Take your knife and make your finish cut. Okay, now comes the finish cut. I put a slight bevel on it at the bottom to make sure there's no overcuts. You would rather have it undercut a little bit. Same thing on this side. That's it. She's ready to install. Now place the stair tread onto the step. Check it. And that's it. Perfect fit.